perfect smell of almonds. It's supposed to be a green tea. We're now on our plantation. Also some experimental. Yeah. So today in the morning we are on our tea factory in Georgia, Ozurgeti, and we're drinking one of the first harvest of tea, actually black tea, made by our technologist Evgeny. He just staying there and we're trying with all our team, international team from 3 countries and 6 cities, and yeah, so we need to try what's actually was done. And today rain just finished and we wait a little bit while the tea leaves dry on the plantation, and they go to the plantation to harvest the tea. Now we're trying our next tea. This time it's white tea from very first harvest from May. Now it's actually June, and then this year we have very limited bunch, a few sacks like this. Next year maybe make a little bit more and we'll try this one. It's also a little bit experimental because we've taken 3 leaves 1 bud, but maybe next time we prefer to make 2 leaves 1 bud for this type of tea, because the quality also depends not only from flesh but also from cultivar and from other things and the weather outside. So we'll try how it's going. We're now on our plantation, and with our team harvesting the leaves, we decided to harvest 2 leaves 1 bud, so one of the perfect flesh actually. And yeah, we just instructed all our team how to harvest, because most of them are for the first time doing that. So we just wanting to harvest some tea. For maybe we do green tea today or maybe even black. We will look how much tea we harvest, because we need amount. And so this is why you also need to choose proper bud. So the leaf must be very delicate, it must be not too hard, it must be very soft. Yeah, because if it's too hard, it's not tasty at all. So yeah, so we go into next bush. As you see, our plantation is very full of other species, because we don't use any chemical here. We prefer to keep it proper.
What's my impressions about how to pick up the tea leaves? For me, it's the first time that I'm doing it. So I learned that actually instead of, so here you see the bud, the way how you need to pick it. It's the first, you need to get only the bud and two leaves. So, and how you can determine that the third leaf is actually, you need to touch it, because this leaf still feels soft, but while the other might feel harder. So in this case, would take only two leaves and the bud, and then you go one by one, and you touch if you don't know how it looks like, but the more you get to know, the more you actually can distinguish the right bud and the two leaves that you just pick up. And so you just go like around there, the bush, and you see there are also, it's actually a wild grown, so there's no pesticides that are used here. And there's a lot of things going on here also. So here, for example, you see there's the leaf, a very tender leaf, and the bud. So just the way how you pick it up, you don't need to pull, you just slightly cut and it's ready.
There are pretty interesting bushes. Some bushes have this purple color of the fresh buds or fresh leaves, as here you can see. Sometimes it's a mutation of leaves because of temperature differences, but sometimes there's also a cultivar called ziya or zijuan in Chinese. I see that it's a regular Georgian cultivar, but it's a little bit changed. I think it's mutated because of temperature differences, and we see how it looks like. And finally, we are now finished with harvesting, and this is the best teamwork session and best work for actually if you want to join and cooperate and feel the field. And if you really love the tea, actually you will be really amazed by this experience, because you will feel how the leaf crops fall into the bag and you feel it by your fingers, and after that you go to the factory and process, and it's incredible experience. Maybe later on we will you can join us, and we will invite anyone who want. So you can even write us and leave the comments below if you're interested, and we will contact you for that. Because later, this year maybe not, but next year we will definitely do some experience for our great tea lovers and friends. After harvesting, we start withering, just to put here inside the factory and let the leaf a little bit chill till we make next steps on the process. Maybe from this tea we'll do green tea or black tea, we will have a look, or red, how we call it. Yes, but now we just let them wither a little bit. After 3 hours we get back to the factory, and here we see that our tea pickers bring more fresh leaves. They are still withering. Some of them already we can start processing. Some of them need to still wait a little bit. This cultivar called Moychay.ge cultivar by the name of a famous Georgian researcher who actually make this cultivar. And yeah, now we waiting for final dithering, and after that we partially do green tea, partially do black tea. And from this tea we plan to maybe mostly do black tea, but also we just start and just plug in our first fryer. It's over here. Yeah, actually here we do drying the green tea, just a very small bunch because it's a test party. It's maybe something special because it's also experimental technology. A little bit fermented, very aromatic now. So we look how it be. Now we just make really small bunch for tryout. So I plan to spend here around a week together with our technologists and workers to develop the right technology, because now all the machinery here we don't have too big amount. We only do like 100 kilos, a few hundred kilos. But till next year we plan to expand the quantity. But during this year we need to establish actually technological process for each type of tea. So today we just actually almost go forward to new options for our tea. This is only how to say, some experimental bunch we just harvested yesterday. So here's we prepared to make a white tea, and here guys working on making actually red tea. They have a small rollers, especially for experiments, so we can take really small amount of tea, don't spoil too much. When we just develop some new technologies, we look how long we need to roll and how and so on. So this day we just take a weavering a little bit longer for almost 2 days actually, and we try to do very delicate, very fragrant red tea. So not too strong pushing. We want to make it pretty delicate rolling, and also maybe even ferment inside the roller, but we need a longer time. I already explained about this in some videos from Taiwan and from China. Then you use actually fermentation inside the roller. Here we look how it's going on. Maybe we'll try it later. Because we need more slower move, not so fast like here, but we can control it on this test machine because it's machine for test. And here we have a wok. Actually, this is wok. We fry it on the gas. We use it for green tea for test, but also later on we just use this wok and put it outside. As we've done already in Thailand, in our factory in Thailand, we just build a small oven and put wok there and use it only firewood, because also it's more convenient to use, and actually the taste of tea fried on this wood fire is much better. And here we have tea what we made yesterday. It's actually kind of green tea, actually a little bit fermented, so it's half red, half green. Also some experimental. But we see that now humidity is very high, because today was a rainy day outside, and we decided to actually take it to a dryer machine, but dry on very, very low temperature, around 30 degrees. Don't spoil the tea, because if you're too high temperature after it's ready for a long time, naturally dried, you can spoil the aroma actually. We can easily make not so good tea. So we need also at the same time keep it like that, but not let it mold because of humidity. We'll maybe grab all of this, and I take this, just a small, because also actually our dryer machine is also very small. The all equipment we have now in the factory excerpt a big machine for roasting, for frying leaves. This is actually the biggest machine we have now.
Вот это. Не потерять контроль, и она начинает падать.
А почему она падает?
Потому что кто-то хотел побыстрее сделать побольше чая. И положил очень много чая туда. А эта штука не рассчитана на такое количество.
So here we just finished the drying after rolling. It's supposed to be a green tea, but actually because we rolled a little bit longer time, I believe it will be half fermented something. Actually I love it because each time if you not follow the strict instructions or strict rules how each type of tea is supposed to be made, you sometimes find out some interesting tastes, but you only can find it if you have your own factory, which is why actually we have it. Still do pretty small bunches, but we experiment a lot and we write down all the processes what we find out. And now Evgeny just finished with drying it. We dry it a longer time, around an hour, on very low temperature. And now we want to dry it naturally, just to put it on a net and let it dry naturally because it's almost dry but still need to be dry a little bit longer. So we're now in the middle of a process. We brought new bunch of fresh leaves, so we put them for dithering. And also now the first bunch of green tea they made today already drying in a machine. And also guys preparing their boxes for next rolling. We need actually, next first frying, but after that we will do a rolling of green. Actually, the green tea processing is very simple. You first make dithering around 3 hours. After that, you make shutting, the killing of green, around 5 to 10 minutes of a high temperature, around 200 degrees. And after that, we do a final drying of what we have now here. It takes up to 1 hour or something, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on the leaf, depending on the tea. With the good temperatures around 120, but now we use a little bit higher temperature. Yeah, we control the gas. It's almost done. We need to finish it. It will be good green tea. Yeah, but here we need to put more leaves for dithering. It will wait till day after tomorrow. Maybe we make withering around 1.5 days to make good black tea from it. And here we see the leaves which already a little bit more wither after they are bringing to the factory in the morning today. Yeah, so maybe just grab this. Yeah, just, yeah, okay, just. Да? We're starting now the next process. Here's the fresh leaves after withering around 4 hours, and we start the killing of a green shaching. We have very useful baskets, which is actually perfectly fixed our machine. We fill the machine with 5 baskets. The temperature now is pretty high. It's 230 because we need killing of a green process. The process is very quick. Regular, it's around less than 10 minutes. Yeah, now we already feel the perfect smell. A little bit too big amount of leaves. We need to move it in. Yeah, now we need to speed up. Evgeny. They put a little bit more leaves, so I just control it, not let them fall out of the machine. After you feel, stop the smell of fresh green or grass, it means that the leaves are ready for rolling. So we run 5 minutes, yeah? Yeah, so we just put the timer on. So now the killing of a green is almost finished. We just let the leaf fall out. So now the loading our rollers. We have small 4 rollers because first it was bought for experiments. Actually, they now load 4 of them. Later on this year we bring bigger rollers. This is just very small, around 4 kilos of leaf here, maybe like that. Yeah, so we put not too strong pressure, maybe like that. Also feel all of them with the leaves. So now we finished the rolling. Yeah, and you see it's full of juice, and now it have a perfect smell of almonds. Yeah, very wonderful. A little bit hot because it's already start a little bit of oxidizing. Yeah, so now we have all these teas here, and we, as soon as we collect it from the roller, we just put it into the machine for final drying. They put temperature pretty low, and we'll do it in for around 40 minutes maybe. Here we have only 4 baskets of green after first frying and rolling. Now we're waiting while machine a little bit heat up. and we will fry on not too high temperature, around 100 degrees. We will finally dry the leaf. So now, after a hard day working, a little bit tired because now it's evening, and now we downstairs in the factory the final drying of the second bunch of our green tea going, and we just tested two types of our tea, green and black and red, how we call it in Chinese. Small summary of what we had. Together with me, Ilya, our franchisee, and Anna from Amsterdam, and Evgeny, our technology from Georgia, and me here, and we just try it and have some conclusion. I can summarize that the green tea was a little bit more, how to say, strong.
It's also stable because it's almost 7 times we make infusions, and it was really
and we just stopped. It was not finished yet. We just go to black one because we want to change the tea. But what we can say about Georgian material, that it up to 10, 12, 13 times you can steep it, so it's pretty strong, intense taste. Very good material here, very good soils. And also we just discussed about the leaves and about the quality of bushes, that here the plantations is around 130, 140 years already, and some plantations were abandoned for years, so which is why the soil also not so tired, not so aggressive agriculture as in India or even in China. So actually the potential of material is very good. And also when we here can control the technology, which is why we start this factory, to learn and to experiment a little.
I mean, it's still crafted batches, so it's, for example, this tea we have not more than 2 kilos, right?
Yeah, it's maybe 1 kilo. It was harvested by us, and yeah, we can say about the black, it was fantastic made. It was withering for 1 hour, almost 2 days, and we just also dried on low temperature and under the sun in the morning. And we just discussed with Evgeny about why it's why the taste is good. Is it because of 2 leaves and 1 bud, or because it was a low temperature fermented?
Or Vladimir Borshkov, it's genius.
Because our friend, he's not with us, who was actually initial of making black tea from this material. We just decided first we have an idea, let's do white tea, but he somehow just take the leaves, don't even told to me, just told to Evgeny, and just make this tea. But yeah, actually it's very good black. I think for now it's one of the best tea we made here. But yeah, we want to look. If we want today, tomorrow maybe we'll try to do the same from the 3 leaves and 1 bud. Just try. If it will be similar, it will be great, because it will be very cheaper comparable to this one. Because yeah, we spent for harvesting this amount, 8 people spent 4 hours, us actually, so it's very difficult to make it now.
I think it's a great step also on the history of Moychay to create our own tea, and we're also going to experiment with different techniques and different technologies, and Evgeny, our technology, is gonna we'll try tomorrow to create the same batch as today, because the red tea that we are now actually trying is really soft, gentle, and
sweet.
Sweet,
like chocolate, without any acidy notes, and yeah, so it's no bitterness, nothing, and wow, we really love it. So
I mean, for the level of experience that we have, I think it's really great tea that we got.
Yeah. We're second year already, but yeah, we hope next year we will create something special.
We hope that we will get to try the Georgian tea that's produced here in Ozurgeti.
Yeah, and you will be able to travel to Georgia. Actually, I forgot to say, you can also drop us a message if we want to travel, because we have our beautiful house here, and we can maybe do some master classes maybe next summer. And yeah, you can visit Georgia and also try to make your own tea, whatever. We get back to our plantation today, and today we have a plan to clean up some tea bushes from the other plants, and we don't use any pesticides, herbicides. We just use with scissors and other saws and whatever, and we want to clean up some new territory downstairs. Because there's also tea bushes, and you will see how difficult it is because our plantation was abandoned for years, and we just cleaned it up last year mostly, but now we need to continue go on the lower side of the plantation where we have a small stream there, and we want to go downstairs and to clean up. So finally, you see here the fresh crops. This means that our tea pickers, they didn't get here to pick up the best bud we have actually. Perfect to leave one bud. Very tasty. Yeah. They didn't pick up here. You know why? Yeah, because it's full of blackberry, and blackberry is very, very sticky. But because my partner Alex also with us, we decided not to throw away the blackberry, because it's actually the good berry, but it's difficult just for tea pickers. And they harvest these small crops. We'll try also to ferment, because we have already experienced how to collect the blackberry and to also make some herbal tea from it. But now you see how how looks the crops, which is like totally abandoned. Yeah, actually the blackberry you can even eat. It's very tasty. Perfect. Yeah. So we just need to clean up this area. You see, it's almost like a forest, especially there. There are some trees. We also maybe cut some trees on the plantation, and also cut all this grass, because we need access to our tea bushes for tea pickers. Yeah, but we don't throw away the blackberry. Wow,
this
great.
part we will use for herbal tea.
Yeah.
Same like a tea top.
Yeah, the top. I just harvest all, but later we just cut what we need. So we finish with three lines of tea trees here, and we cut all the grass, and you can see, yeah, it's pretty high. Sometimes it's not even a grass, but that's small trees. We also need to cut them off. Some trees like this we leave, the big ones, just cut some sticks from it, but still we let them grow. They create a small shade, and it's also good. But now on these trees we see how different the tea bushes, a little bit higher, more wilder, how we can say, yeah, because no one cut it for years. Yeah, so we grow pretty high. And now, yeah, we can see a lot of new fresh flashes, which we also collect now. Yeah, and after we finish, maybe our workers will continue. We just show up how difficult it was is if you do really organic work without any herbicides like glyphosate and other stuff. Yeah, so for today we stopped because we need to get back to the factory. We receive fresh leaves, so we need to work on the leaf. While it's weaving, we can work a little bit on the field, but we need to get back to the factory. Yeah, so yeah, it was a good day. So, the blackberry harvesting is finished. We not only cut the grass in our tea plantation, but we also use the blackberry leaf for fermenting, because Alex, my partner, he's a specialist in herbal fermentation, but not only the tea fermentation. So we will do some withering with the fresh blackberry leaf, and we will look what is going on, because blackberries stick us a lot, so we need to work on it. Exciting experience about living on a tea factory. Early morning, even before breakfast, you just go to control the withering of the leaves, and accidentally sometimes happens something like, oh, our pickers call and we bring leaves what we harvest today, not in daytime but early morning. So we need to prepare the nets. Like here we just freed it and just put a more compact on these nets here. Yeah, so, and you all the time feel the aroma of the leaves actually. Yeah, maybe it's not so understandable for those who are not into the tea for a long time, but if you're into the tea, you all the time want to stay in the factory, you want to be connected with tea directly, not like, yeah, only drink, but you want to also smell, you want to manufacture. So we received a new bunch of fresh leaves just from the plantation. Yeah, it's very good actually. Almost most of the material is 2-leaf on bud, like here we see, 2-leaf one baht or 3-leaf one baht like here, but still it's very good. And of course it's organic as usual. We had good weather today, some leaves we don't need. And a lot of purple baht, you can see it's perfectly look. And this also affects the taste, make it a little bit different. There's a lot of reasons why it became purple. Some people say it's mutation, some people tell it because of the weather. Now it's pretty cold outside. But still, yeah, it's also often can be found in the China. So now we make withering. We make wait while leaves will be more ready for next step, rolling. Sometimes we can see a little bit of fern leaves in the tea. We need to take it out. But fern, it's the proof that it's organic, so we don't use any herbicides. On our plantation, you can see a lot of ferns and other grass, what you see when we clean up our plantation. So here we also can see it. Tea leaves are chilling, and me too, chilling. And yeah, I presented this to our technologist Evgeny, especially for him to feel comfortable during the leaves are chilling, because you need to wait till next day morning for withering process finished. And yeah, and after that you can continue with making tea, rolling. Now we sadly leave the factory. We're going to Tbilisi, back to Tbilisi, because there we have opening of our new tea house, and we'll have some meeting before of it, and we'll have an opening a month later. So we need to make some visits with our customers and friends, and get back to the factory definitely a little bit later.